Hey guys, how's it going? It is March the 4th, 2020, and yeah, last night was kind of weird because I wasn't in the right frame of mind, really. I was actually pretty tired. I actually had a pretty good night's sleep last night, so that's some of the issues I've been dealing with as of late. Um, but some of those physical issues, um, the minor health issues, I would say at this point, seem to be starting to resolve themselves. So that's good. I don't know how much time I'm going to have right now because I originally was planning on doing this between 6 and 8, but there was a lot of interesting news that came out about some of the wrestling that I'm watching tonight, which I'm pretty excited about, and that's why things came up. So I decided, well, how many people are going to watch this live stream anyways or come on at 6 o'clock to watch me? So unfortunately, I didn't get that out. So let's start with some of the things that I posted tonight so that I'm very clear on my intentions. First of all, and I may not even get farther than that. So I did post a message over at TrainSim, and it was just unusual me probably stirring up shit type message. And honestly, I don't intend to stir up shit. I would much rather give the people or the powers that be a little food for thought as far as what they could do or what I, as a consumer, would like to do. First of all, Run8 is the best train simulator on the planet. I want to get involved with Run8 again. I have been involved in Run8 since day one, or before day one of the release, because I was brought on as a beta team member, signed a non-disclosure agreement, have kept my mouth shut. I didn't really have any secrets anyways, but anyways. So I get reminded of that every now and then when certain things happen, but the bottom line is I'm not anything that I'm saying here. I don't know what the hell Run8 is doing, so I don't know what they're doing. All I know is at this point, Run8 is still the best train simulator on the planet. There's nothing out there that beats it in my opinion. And the reason why it's still the best train simulator on the planet is nobody who knows what the hell they're doing has come around to challenge it. So Run8 has been out there. I don't know how many years it's been now. I've been saying for the longest time 5, but I know time's flying by, and it's not 5 years. I don't know if maybe it's been around for 7 years now. And yeah, there's a version 3. It might come out next year. I'm not in great anticipation for it. I don't know what. We have no idea what to expect, other than there was a few things. Everything that's been mentioned so far doesn't inspire me to get it. If it performs better, or even if it performs better, I don't think I would actually get it. So I mentioned about the game engine that it's on, and the game engine that is on actually causes issues from what I'm hearing when you have too many industry files. So what, or industry records. So what happens is, and pieces started coming together. I couldn't figure out why there wasn't complaints about Waycross. So I never really said too much about it. I just figured, well, there'd be eventually somebody, there'd be a fix for Waycross. Now, I never complained about it too much because I figured, well, it must be my resources. It must be my computer's probably not powerful enough. You know, they always, we were always told, don't fill the yard to capacity, stuff like that. It's not a matter of, I don't think it's a matter of like, I understand frame rates would go down if you had more cars and stuff like that. But what was happening in Waycross for me was I was getting a lot of mishumps, and it was a pain in the ass. And I used to love humping Waycross because I basically can run an entire sim out of Waycross. But I can do the same thing with Barstow, but Barstow, um, Barstow, you have 14 tracks. It's not really prototypical hump, and I always wondered why they had humps that were not prototypical. And then Waycross came along, and I thought, oh, well, maybe they've made improvements with version 2, and we can do this now. So, what, and this is the one hump that you can't access from the hump end. Whereas the others you have to go all the way down into the trim and basically shove it back through to get rehumped, and that's just time consuming. It's number one. I don't think it's prototypical for a mishump to happen. Personally, I don't know. I could be wrong, and I'm not here to get on Waycross. This isn't Waycross's issue. Waycross is a beautiful route, just like all the routes in Run8 have their own beauty to them. If anything, Waycross and the Southeast is probably the one region, other than maybe the Northeast, that isn't too big. I mean, it is too big for me personally, but compare it to California, there's a big difference. And I know at least the Southeast is talking about expanding. Northeast, I haven't heard too much more, but yeah, it's one of those things where I believe that the issues that are happening is not just related to me. It's happening to others as well, especially those with not necessarily the best systems, or even if you do, what we do or what I do is I use the tools that's available in Run8 to try and, uh, to my best of my ability, try to make Run8 perform the way I want it. So I use dummy tracks to report industry status, which can be exported to an Excel. I've done videos on that before. Works great in Barstow. Barstow, I don't get mishumps, but Waycross, I do. I have issues with the Northeast as far as humping still, but those are things that I believe, they're aware of and have been trying to work on. I know that. Um, so yeah, it's just one of those things where um, I think it's the game engine and the limitations of the game engine, and it's only going to get worse the more they expand these territories. And I don't even have all the routes. I can only imagine if I did, and if I was trying to run every single industry, and all these AIs and stuff like that, because I know there was a time where they had to increase the limit of the AIs. Um, when you're running a hump, you notice things start changing. So, but anyways, that's why I posted that, and that was only basically a shot in the dark to say it's too bad, because when I saw Train Sim World and the Oakville sub, I thought to myself, this is incredible. And then of course I realized that Train Sim World is garbage. Yes, it's great eye candy, but Train Sim World doesn't hold a candle to what Run8 can do. I was willing to forgive the physics. The physics is not the issue. The issue with Train Sim World is you've got no way of editing even the screenshots and all the crap that I saw, when you see videos of the map, and they were doing the thing. You look at that. This thing was so rushed to get out for some reason, and it's a shame, because they had the entire port area and they just all of a sudden, well, we got all these tracks on a map. I've seen it with other routes too, where they put a big fence on across the tracks or something that you can't access a certain area, but I was like, what is, what kind of garbage? Why even put it on a map if you can't access it? That's ridiculous. And, you know, it is what it is. And of course, the underlying issue with Train Sim World, in my opinion, is the fact that despite the fact that they've added a free roam activity, you still can't access the main lines. You still can't get out onto the main lines. You cannot pass red signals, and that is the issue. You need to, like, Microsoft Train Simulator had Explore mode. I don't know how difficult this can't be to incorporate an Explore mode like feature. I can understand if they're going to have issues with editors and all that, but why they can't have that is just beyond. But anyways, my thought more recently, and even when I first saw it, was I think, why couldn't Run8 do something like that? Why couldn't they have a region that was had a 20-mile line? And it's a busy enough line. It's still busy. Not so much the Oakville sub, not so much the Grimsby sub, but the Oakville sub is very busy as far as enough traffic for one dispatcher to keep very busy. Because he's got to deal with all the, you can have the commuter traffic and the passengers, and you also have the regular freights that come on and off the basically the funnel there between Bayview and Burlington West. That area, all the freights, that's where all the freights go. Not the remainder of the Oakville sub towards Oakville. Those are only for locals. You do not get that many freights that go down there. It is actually it's actually going to be dispatched very soon. The Oakville sub, from what I understand, it's going to start being dispatched by Metrolinx from CN, because it is basically a commuter line. That's its primary focus, and even though CN's going to own the line, Metrolinx, who owns Go Transit, which is the commuter line, they are the ones that are taking over for they're the ones that are going to be doing the dispatching, because it is primarily a commuter line first, a passenger corridor second, for Via Rail, and the one Amtrak, which is operated by Via Rail, the Maple Leaf, and then freight is third. And yes, there's still important freight operations that happen, especially the link between, like I said, the Halton sub and the Dundas sub. But that is only a small section between Burlington West and Aldershot, or Burlington West through Aldershot, using Aldershot Yard as their set-off point, and they work that all the time on track one or in the yard, and then back at Bayview through the Dundas sub towards London, Sarnia, and Port Huron, Michigan. No, they don't go. They have some stuff that goes down to Windsor, but so anyways, it's 6:44 p.m. I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick look at the files here for getting myself prepared here, and I also have to start laundry, or I should, but I'll do that very shortly. Let's see what we got here. So if I go into Southern California, wow. Okay, so I got a bunch of configuration files, industry files, 47 kilobytes. Okay, so that's the big one right there. There's 309 kilobytes on that one. So I'm using a relatively small one right now, which probably contains. So that's a 2019. Looks like I copied all those. Config Arvin Oak Creek. Well, that's interesting. Man, I can't believe I have that many. So I have that config copy too. So I'll Control C, Control V that, which makes it 4. This one I'm gonna throw back into the config file, and we will see what we have with this. Do you want to rename config? Huh? That's not what I said. Oh, I could probably not see any of that anyways. What can I see with that? Just out of curiosity. Mumbo jumbo, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, I was hoping there would be some XML type stuff, but anyways, that's okay. Oh, no. Okay, I got you. So let me delete that, and then no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. So what I've done is I've taken the backup. What I believe I can do, and I'm going to see how many industries are on here. But what I believe I can do is I can go in. Let me just say hi to anybody who is there. Sorry guys, I have to go back to that screen in order to chat. I just can't monitor it, because what you see on the screen is what I'm seeing. Okay, let me go into Run8. So we'll go into extra board. Doesn't matter where we're at right now. Curious what industries are going to show up with this. Probably best to okay, so I got those industries. I'm gonna go down here, down Oak Creek, and see if I can find if those industries I was looking for last night are there now. I'm hoping they're there. If they're not, it's not a big deal. But I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to export the industry file so that I have a master. I'm not too sure why this file otherwise is that big. I don't know what I took out, to be honest. Well, it looks like I don't have any industries. Okay. Maybe this never came with industries. Actually, no. There's one that has Arvin Industries. I think it's a separate file, if I recall. So anyways, what I'll do is I'm gonna go Control I, And we'll take a look and see what we have here. By the looks of it, that contains... Yeah, San Bernardino intermodal. There's all kinds of stuff here. So this is all of California, I believe. I think I can export. Maybe I can't. Okay. Now, how do I do that again? Save? Industry configuration? Oh, there we go. Okay. I knew there was a way to do it, I just couldn't remember how. So, if I export the industry configuration, so the file's been written, let's take a look at it. Oh, I thought I had the Explorer open, I guess not. Okay, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's see if recent places gives me, yep, perfect. So there's the industry configuration. Now I'm curious what will happen if I write it again. Will it actually replace it? Or does it create a... On my system, I believe I have it so it does versions. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. So this is the master industry configuration. And if I was to take a look at it, I can then yeah, that's fine. I'll say okay for that. I don't know what I was saying okay to, but okay. So that's what that looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bunch of copies and I'm going to compare them. Because I want to make sure that I have all the configurations. So what I do here is I Control C, Control V. That creates a copy. I'm going to run a test here. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't want to do that. So config here, I'm going to copy this again. And I will delete this. And I'm going to go ahead and find this Arvin traffic, pre-Arvin, yeah, or Arvin maybe. I'm going to copy this, paste that, and then I'm going to turn this into config. Okay. So now I want to do a test. I want to see if the industry configuration has changed. Not that I know of. Because I believe Barstow's still there. Okay. So I'm going to go to the main menu. I'm going to launch this again. Actually, I'm going to select the region. I'm going to go into Southwest. So I'm thinking this loads everything up, including the world as well as the industry configurations, but I'm not sure. I'll apply reset system time, apply. Okay. So now, what does that give me? That gives me the ones I want. Okay. So now if I was to export the industry configuration, that would give me the locals for everything, as far as I know. But let's say I don't want. Well, let's just go ahead and see what we got here. So I'll export that. Now, excuse me. I don't know why I keep closing this, because I didn't think I did, but anyways. So now when I go into the industry configuration, I'll open this one. Yep. And then I'll open the copy. Yep. I don't know if this is alphabetical. I assume it is. It looks alphabetical to me. So what I can do now that I have that is I can put them all into one, or I can take whatever one I want and then start building onto it. California Portland Cement, I'm curious what that looks like, because that's the industries I basically want. I think that's the ones on top. Yeah. Okay. So now if I take a look at the industries now, you can look over here. I won't have it unless I import it. So I can import the big one if I wanted to. You see they're not showing. They're not showing up now. But if I go I wish there was an easy way to get there. There probably is. It's probably a world save or whatever the hell you call those things. Crew change point. I thought there was industries here and that were set up. There we go. Oops. Okay, that's cool. And I assume everything else is the what's the is the Arvin branch out here somewhere? It's not that. It's not this one, is it? I don't think it's that one. No. Okay, Arvin branch is over yonder. Now, I don't know if I took them out or if actually that was... I may have took those out a long time ago, or maybe that's the way it was. Because I remember these... I remember having these. At least I thought I did. Because I thought I switched this once. Maybe it wasn't on my server. See, this is reminding me a lot of what I could do. I can go a bunch of different ways here. I could go originally I was gonna go with Mojave, but I can also go with Bakersfield. I was saying this the other night. This seems more interesting of a short line to run. So, like I say, if I was to do that, then that, yeah, that's an interesting way, to be honest. So the other little brainstorm I had today was that if I spawn a train in somewhere, I can have it AI to I could do Summit, although I don't know if I'd want to do Summit, let's say, but let's say, for example, I go with I could go with Calente, but I would probably, well, no, I was talking about this the other day, and I thought about this, or last night. I could still use something like Summit as a stopover point to retag cars. The difference with that is you have the trains that are coming in. Let's just say. Let's say I spawn a train at Saco, for example, and I have it so that it has all whatever tags. It doesn't matter what the tags are. Unfortunately, the way it works as far as it's either what's the word I'm looking for here? Let me whoops. I'll find the word I'm looking for in a minute here. Let me let me go through the various trains and I'll show you what I mean. So mixed freight. So tagged for industries, for example. Let me just spawn one out of Bakersfield for a minute. So we'll do it with test. Did I ever download this? Did I ever buy the CN? Maybe I didn't. Yeah. That's interesting. I never actually purchased the CN engines. There was a CN engine, right? I know I seen it. Well, now that's interesting. Me being Canadian, that I didn't do that. I got the Sioux engine, Seaboard, Florida East Coast. So I've got one of them. Conrail, SJVR. Let me do SJVR. We'll go with that. But that's interesting. I'm talking about doing CN. I don't even have CN engines, and I don't think I'm going to buy a CN engine just for the sake of making it CN. So, okay, so let's do SJVR. So if I was to do tagged for industries, what? See, here's the problem. Bar. Bar West Colton, let's say. So, see, as soon as I hit that, the tags go. You have to either have this. Oh shit! I forget the name of the one. You can filter it. Now I forget the name of the industry that I want. Or so it's got to be the blah, 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 blah. .917J, not LOP 51. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so I filtered that, and I've already screwed it up. Close. So that's got a filter. So, as I was saying, the problem with, and this is where if I go with RTS 2, I would probably want to do this. I either tag it for industries. The problem is if I set up what I was originally going to do, and this is going back to the whole idea of a Port Robinson mid-train yard that basically gets cars all over the place. It doesn't have loads at the front and empties at the back and perfectly blocked. That's not how the way trains come in to a yard in general. And I want to stop that from happening. So in order to get that to work, what I could do is I could create an industry that well, there's a few ways I can do it actually. I just realized there is one way I can do it. Unfortunately, it would still create a block, which kind of sucks. But at least I would have the ability to separate my interchanges. So what happens is whenever a train originates from a yard, such as a Barstow or whatever, and you'll see this anytime you build a train. Anytime we build trains in Barstow or anywhere, we don't put the loads at the front and the empties at the back. Whatever comes out of the bowl, in whatever order it comes in, whatever it got there, is the way it goes out. The way Run8 builds a train and spawns it, It always puts loads at the front, empties at the back, and it's always in a perfect order. It's always blocked. Blocking is great, but I wish blocking was an option. I wish this thing would randomly throw cars all over the damn place. I do like blocking. Actually, to some extent, I do enjoy a certain amount of blocking, especially when it comes to, for example, for train number CN train 422 or even 421. Now, let's use 422 as an example. 422 out of Port Robinson is blocked and has a distinctive set to it. Now, 422 comes out of Port Robinson, so it's built. But 421, it's the same way coming as well, because there's a pickup. And that pickup and set off is at Aldershot Yard. So what happens with 422, at the head end, it has your intermodals, because they actually we just started a few months back, or end of last year. They started having a partnership with CSX, and they don't have enough to have their own train like they used to a long time ago. They used to have a 154, 155, but that would go through Niagara. So what they do is they put in the intermodals are dropped off at Aldershot Yard, as is the auto parts cars are dropped off, because they go to the industry. And sometimes there's other traffic, including auto racks and other things that may be on the head end that is specifically for the Aldershot/Hamilton region. It may not even work Hamilton. It usually it doesn't. It just goes right into Aldershot. 331 used to work. 330 and 331 used to work Hamilton, but that got discontinued. So what happens is the head end is very distinctive. You have intermodal on 422 at the head end, then you have a bunch of auto parts. After that, it you know, sometimes you get some coil, but the blocking really starts to disintegrate. So you have those distinctive blocks at the beginning, but after that it starts, especially when you get into the mixed freight stuff, those auto parts come from one train basically, and they barely get mixed up. So likewise, if something's coming out of Barstow and it's come across the country and it's been mixed up with all other trains and there's different sources and stuff like that, you would tend to not have so much of a blocking to it. You may have some type of distinctive order to it, and you might have some groupings of blocks, like, say, for example, one particular industry that sends 5 cars across the country. Well, those 5 cars would probably be together if it was set that way. I don't like how Run8 does that. I never have since version 2 came on board. That's where I've always wanted to get RTS in there and do it myself. I do love how it, for the most part, I'm over 90% thrilled with the way it handles cars at industries. So when it randomly tags, and it just randomly tags, it's not perfect, but it's much better than having to go in and screw around basically. So and the reason why I wanted to test this is I was hoping to get it going on. Here's another thing too, and I'll show you. So I'm gonna spawn this SJVR train, and it's probably going to be somewhere between 4,000 and 6,000 feet. Doesn't matter how much demand there is, it's going to be that way. So if we spawn this train, and I'll spawn it right here. Where am I? Oh, I'm in Bakersfield. Okay. I did spawn it. There we go. So as you can see, this is how. You got a red signal, bud. Relax. So you can see all the industries. Now there's a help file. That's interesting. That I kind of like. As crazy as it sounds, I like that. And I'll show you why. There's only one because there's a lot of industries here. So basically what happens is these trains, as I said, they're about 4,000 to 6,000 feet long. I don't know if we get the feet here. Yeah, see? 7,597 feet. Now, I don't know why there was a help file there. Or there was a help. Possibly because I didn't have the right car types or something. I don't know. Okay, so let's test another one. Where do we want to put it? I guess we'll put it in Lenwood? Or yeah, we'll do Lenwood. Oh, crap, I gotta start doing something here. As in have a snack, and I'm supposed to be doing my laundry. I'll do that very shortly. So Lenwood, I'll put a test train there too. I'll tag that for industries, but this time I'm going to do LOP 51. I'll close that. I'll go spawn that. Oh, there he is. Okay. Now, as you can see, there's a lot. Including some helpers. So we got CAC, and then we've got the loaded coal. Now, I don't know how big this train is supposed to be or how much the demand is supposed to be, but let's just take a look at this and I'll show you what I mean. So as I said before, it's going to be about 4,700 to 6,000 feet. If I delete this one and I try it again, let's put this in a real engine here. We're going to go with BNSF. Or do I want to do UP? Yeah, I'll stick with UP. Maybe UP and BNSF. And we'll spawn now. We'll be a joint train or whatever. So it randomizes the cars, like the car types, but then... So it's not giving me that help, whatever the hell that was. That probably is a car type that it's calling for that I don't have or some stupid thing like that. So this time around it, again, 4,585. It's gonna, is this thing gonna make me a liar? I bet you this thing's gonna make me turn me into a liar here. Okay. Normally, unless something changed, it used to be within a certain range, but that looks like it's looking pretty good. So what type of capacity are we looking at here? We're looking at 55 cars of cement with 24 24 open hoppers and 53 and 55 or whatever the hell. There's some other things there too. I don't know what I have on me, so it's not going to be able to. Maybe I'll just call this LOP 51. How about that? Let's do that. Let's call it LOP 51. There's a reason why I want to do that. So we'll go with LOP 51. I don't know why we're spawned out of thing, but anyways, we'll keep it out of there just for the sake of argument. We'll get BNSF out of there now. I don't need any other. In fact, thank you. Let's go a little bit. Let's make this a real train for that area, and we will put it out of Highland northbound. Mix freight. LOP 51. Tag it for industries. Filter it for LOP 51. So this is going to be a train that goes right in and does it. I guess. Yeah. UP. Yeah, we'll throw some Southern Pacific in there just for. Nah. I hate. That's the other thing. I love the probability of different things. I wish this had probability. Because then you get too many Southern Pacific entries. Who cares? We'll just throw it in there for the hell of it, anyways. Maybe even some Western Pacific, I guess. Some of the older names. Denver Rio Grande Western. Do I want to throw those in there too? Sure, why not? I don't have any tunnels or 45s. Okay. Let's do that. So we'll go down to Highland. And there it is. Always nice to have a tank car, the loaded tank car by your I don't know. That's funny. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't have it, whatever the hell it is. Does this thing know how to filter the car types? I thought it used to, but maybe it doesn't. Tagged for industries. Oh, I know where that's from. I think. No. So you mean to tell me it will, hold on a second. Really? I never knew it did that. Wow. Okay. So because I don't have... I assume that's a 2-bay covered hopper. I don't know for sure, but... if I don't have a certain car type, it's going to... Oh, wow. That really sucks, you know. I thought there was a way to get rid of that. If you guys know of a way to get rid of that, let me know, because that's bogus. I thought there was a way. I thought it would be smart enough to only pick the engines and cars you have. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, that's bogus. I don't like that at all. Huh. Okay. So, anyways, I wanted to get in the train anyways. We'll find out what the hell it is in a minute here. Relinquish when stopped. Yeah. So that's, again, 4,703, so... So I must be missing a car type of some sort. But let me see how many cars we got. So we got one tank car. And 54 open hoppers. So 54 open hoppers. Well, that's what I mean. It starts with 4,000. I've seen it go up to 6,000, but so 54 open hoppers. Maybe it's trying to go for the minimum as possible. So it has to have at least 4,000 feet, approximately. 54 open hoppers. You have a capacity of 24. That train comes in. That's a lot. 2-bay is 55. 2-bay is 55. And yet we only have 56 to 90. 34. So I don't get that, but that's the way it does it. Blah, 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 blah. That's not what I wanted. What do I want? That's what I want. So yeah, the open hoppers, you know, it's only asking for 24. Mind you, it's asking it for every 12 hours, so I suppose you could say that's about 48. And cement, it's asking for probably a lot less, considering the dwell time. So I don't know if the dwell time, that has something to do with it or not, but whatever. It is what it is. I haven't really looked too deep into that. But, so okay, so this one's 4,000. This one here is 7,597. Maybe we should try deleting that again. I gotta get my laundry started, but I'm not too sure about the card types, why these bogus card types are being put in there. So I gotta figure out how the hell to do that. But anyways, so yeah, I want to be able to mix things up a bit. So that's where possibly RTS 2 will come in down the road. What I may have to do is create a train that oh, we'll see. I've got some ideas, but for now I think that's going to be it for now. That's a good start. So those two locals are done. Actually, those are the two locals I want to deal with at the moment right now anyways. So with the Arvin branch, I'll start off with that, and then I might even start off with this one, possibly. I could do either or. I'm not too sure which one I want to do yet, to be quite honest. But so if I do out of Bakersfield, then I would want to have the Arvin branch. So I'd have to bring something out of probably bring the other one out of Lenwood or something. Ugh, it's a long way. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm gonna exit this, and yeah, so that's basically how you start cleaning up the databases. But there's other ways of doing it too. I can take all those exports now that I've exported. I can import whatever the hell I want, and then I can create a huge big master database of them. So I can have a lot of fun with it. But anyways, so that's the challenges we're up against, but we're fine. Even with the goofy cars in between, I can live with that for now until I figure out what's going on. I thought there was a way around that. I'd hate to have to be forced to buy every car just because it's spawning a certain type. I'm used to going on servers and seeing it, but I don't think I've ever seen it when spawning a train. That's kind of different. I thought there was a filter. Maybe not. Okay, guys. That's all there is for tonight. I'm going to end the stream for now. Have a good one. And yeah, I'll be back Sunday, if not sooner. So again, sorry for the shorter video, guys. I wanted to go through more stuff today, but I'm running short on time again. So anyways, have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Take care.